We got Austin Vanderford back here on the program. He's going to be making his Bellator debut February 15th against Cody Jones. Austin, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. You and I were texting yesterday, setting up this interview, and of course we had this Super Bowl yesterday. Did you watch it? It was kind of a pretty dull game. I think even if you are a Patriots fan.
Yeah, we watched for a little bit, and then we went and hit the sauna up and just getting weighed down and whatnot. So, like you said, it was kind of boring, so we weren't like too bummed out to miss. But we watched like probably 95% of the game. So.
Okay, well that's good. So you didn't completely abandon it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mentioned cutting weight. This obviously, I don't know if people know, this is actually a catch weight at 175. Was the reason for that just the short notice? What was sort of the reason for the fact that it's not at welterweight?
Yeah, just the short notice, and I definitely could make welterweight still, even on the short notice or whatnot. But we just thought, make it a little bit easier, and they gave us the option and stuff, which was awesome. So, just don't have to kill myself quite as bad, and yeah, so it was a good deal for sure.
And I should mention, congratulations. This is actually the first time we've talked since you signed with Bellator. That was at the end of last year.
Yeah.
When did you actually find out about this fight? Because we know that you signed with them, a few months ago, and the fight obviously is going to be coming up here I think next week actually.
Yeah. So we originally were thinking that we had kind of had some dialogue or whatnot, and we were thinking it was going to be in March. So I was kind of gearing towards that. But I stay training all the time and whatnot, and so the opportunity presented itself, and I think it was a week from this last Friday that we kind of got the word. I think it was like that day they're like, hey, would you be willing to fight? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So if it all works out, I think the contract was maybe signed like that Sunday or Monday or something. So yeah, not super long ago, but that's kind of the benefit and of whatnot, just staying ready and being ready, and the opportunity to be on the main card for my debut is like unreal. So it all pays off. So
was there any offers from the UFC at all in between you signing with Bellator? Like, what made Bellator the best choice?
We'd had some talks and whatnot, but we just thought that Bellator was the the best offer and best I guess decision and whatnot, and I couldn't be happier. I'm so happy. It like the way that everything's working out, and even getting this short notice fight and being on the main card and all this is like, it's pretty cool. It feels really good. So I'm excited.
What did your wife Paige VanZant think about it? Just with the fact that you're in a rival organization, did she want you to sign with the UFC, or is she just happy to see you get this opportunity with Bellator?
Oh, she's just happy. She just wants to see the best for me and my career and just all the intangibles and whatnot with choosing one organization or the other. And so yeah, she's just super supportive and really happy for me as well.
Does that also take the pressure off a little bit fighting for Bellator? Because if you were in the UFC, obviously they would, always talk about Paige and everything else. And obviously there's expectations. But in Bellator, you can kind of carve your own way. It's not like there's any ties to Paige just because you are in rival organizations.
I don't really think of it like that. I don't really put too much thought into that, to be honest. We both have our careers, and people have their opinions or whatnot on my career and how much of an impact she has and all that. And so, it is what it is. And so we're both just happy. We're really happy at where we're at right now. And, all I wanted is to be on a platform to, showcase what I feel like I can do and whatnot. And with Bellator, I feel like I have a really great opportunity to do that. So.
And Paige, of course, got a really impressive win a few weeks ago. How much does that boost you, or give you sort of a boost heading into your debut? Just seeing teammates and in your case, your wife getting a big win like that.
It feels great. Honestly, we talked about it. After a win, I didn't think there was any better feeling than winning a fight and all that. I didn't think like you could get much higher than that until I was with her and she won, and it's like seeing her win feels better than even winning myself. And so it's a really big confidence booster, and it feels good. And I know how tough she is. I know how hard she works. I know all the work that we put in, our teammates, and so to see success and whatnot, it makes you feel good and it makes you feel like you're doing the right things.
Let's talk about Cody Jones, your opponent here, 6-2 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him?
I don't know a ton. There wasn't a ton of film or whatnot. We've seen a little bit, but he's a little bit longer, kind of a rangier guy, which I train with a lot of longer guys and whatnot. So, right now, it's just a fight. We're both fairly young in our careers, and so there's not a whole lot to go off of. So, I mean, I feel I match up great, but I feel that way against anyone I'm going against. So, no difference in matchups and whatnot.
And I know even though this fight was a little bit of short notice, I know you've been in the gym a lot, training even during the holidays. Really, and Paige had her fight in January, so I'm sure you're just ramping it up. Anything different for this training camp, or has it been the same training partners, same coaches, everything else?
Yeah, it's all been the same. Not I wouldn't even call this a training camp. I'm just doing my normal thing and just training and like training camps more, you're really focusing on like one individual that you're gonna fight and maybe like their weaknesses and where you can capitalize and whatnot. I've just been training and being ready and anticipating maybe that I would get a short notice call on, making my debut and whatnot. And so kept my weight down and all that. And like I said, it all paid off. So
For the average person out there, 5 pounds isn't much of a difference, but when it comes to a fighter and trying to cut that extra 5 pounds, it's a lot. How much of a benefit is that, just not having to focus as much on the cut ahead of your debut?
oh my gosh, it is so, yeah, to know that I have like that little bit of wiggle room and whatnot. I'm kind of trying some new things with my diet and hoping to maybe make my future cuts easier and to know that I've got 4 pounds different than what I'm normally gonna have. It's actually a big relief and stuff. So it feels good. Yeah.
And just to clarify, the plan is to compete at welterweight in Bellator, right? Like there's no thoughts of
Oh
moving
yeah,
up.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
figured as much. What are you doing differently? You mentioned some changes. What is it for this camp that you're doing differently to help with the cut?
I've got a nutritionist and whatnot, and so did that, and I was very like I'd get in my ways and whatnot, and I would follow like a strict plan that I kind of had help with creating, kind of created myself and whatnot, and it worked, and I recovered well, but I do truly think that there's a way to make it easier, and so hopefully, with the nutritionist and whatnot, that's gonna happen. So
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
I'll have Fabiano Schörner and then Robert Velarde. Yeah.
Excellent. And what can we expect on February 15th? How do you see this fight playing out? You got a finish in your last fight before that as well. That seems to be a theme.
Yeah. Actually, I think I finished my last three opponents. So going out for a finish, man. That's what I like to do, and that's what I want to do. And it's gonna be a good, tough fight. I take everyone I fight, as serious as anyone I'm gonna fight. This guy I'll take as serious as if I were to fight Rory McDonald or any of that. So, I just always have that mindset. And so I'm going to go out and take care of business. And like I said, look for the finish and, yeah, hopefully make an exciting fight.
And if all goes according to plan in this fight, would you like your next fight in Bellator to be against, a named opponent? It doesn't have to be one of the top guys, but is that what you're looking at? Because the 170 division in Bellator is pretty deep if you look at some of the veterans that are assigned to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for me, I just want to keep moving up and hopefully get better opponents every time and work my way up like that.
Now, every time we do these interviews, I always ask, what you're watching on Netflix, and usually it's The Office. Has that changed? Is that still what you're watching, or are you watching anything different?
So what we'll do, this is kind of funny. So we'll get into bed, we'll start like something else, but then it always goes to The Office, like when we're getting ready to fall asleep. But yeah, we really get into documentaries. Netflix had Jeopardy on, and we like binge watched all of Jeopardy. We really like game shows and whatnot. So I think, let's see, what we just started Ted Bundy Diaries.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that's great. I got to check that one out. Would you recommend it? Is it pretty good?
Yeah, I think we've only got through the first episode. I fall asleep really fast, so like we just got.
So Paige would probably be the one to ask because she actually stays
Yeah,
up and watches a bit more
she
of
would
it.
be a
So
little better. But yeah, we'll watch that for a little bit and then we go straight to the office and fall asleep and yeah. But
good stuff, man. And it's very routine oriented because I think we talked about this. You go to bed kind of early and get up early, right? That's sort of your.
yeah, yeah, you know, there's some nights we're in bed at 8:30 like on the 8:30 or 9 like on the weekends. Usually during the weekday our training goes a little later and so like tonight I think we get done at like 9. So we get home at like 9:30, eat dinner and what. So tonight will be a little later than what we're used to. But yeah, we're kind of old. The funny thing is we were laying in bed last night. I think it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock. We've been wearing those breathe right strips on our nose, and so we're laying there like, gosh, this is married life. We got these funny breathe strips on. We're in bed at 9 o'clock, and but that's what we like to do. So
For you, man. Well, you got to. If it's boring, it's probably working, right? Like that's what they say. You got to keep it boring and keep it, on a routine. Especially as a fighter, you got to keep that routine going really well. So
yeah, definitely. Yep.
before I let you go, got to ask this because we got some snow up here in Vancouver, BC. Did you get snow up where you're at? As far as the weather, because I was surprised to see that.
Yeah, no, we didn't. I've been looking out, waiting for it to snow because we saw in the forecast it was supposed to snow this week, actually a few days, but they were calling for it to snow at like 10 o'clock last night, and so I woke up early this morning and looked down, no snow. I was kind of bummed out, but hopefully, yeah, it looks like it's going to, and it's cold out, so
Yeah, I don't know if it'll reach Oregon. Yeah, because we just got it this morning. It was a little bit colder yesterday, but yeah, we saw snow. But for people who don't know in the Pacific Northwest, if we get snow, it'll be gone by dinner time. Basically,
yeah,
that's
exactly. Yeah.
it's
Is it
nothing
still
crazy.
snowing there right now?
What's that? I'm looking outside right now. There's still snow here, so it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Is it still snowing though, or is there just
No, it's just it's sunny. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of living on this side of the world. And this is going to be a great card. It's coming up here February 15th. It is Bellator 215. Austin, again, congratulations on getting this all done. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, so you can find me at Austin V 170 MMA for Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, gosh, my sponsors have changed a little bit. Live Body, my supplement company, has been super like really big deal for me for this fight and whatnot, my weight cut and recovery, and I love their products so much. And then TC1 gel, and it's a like sweat igniter gel, and I've been using that like every day too. And it's a little different. It gets you warm, gets your core warm, and it's a good way to like get your sweat going right away. So those are my two big ones that people should definitely check out. So.